If you've been following me for a while, you know that my focus right now is working with experts on getting lots of podcast interviews. The goal, obviously, is the more the better, and I've set a target of 100 interviews over a period of 12 months. Now, that might seem like a lot, and yet 100 interviews breaks down to less than 2 per week. 2 per week is not a lot. Basically, you either hop on Zoom like I've done here, you hop on the phone, you get in front of a microphone and you tell your story. That's it. However, there are certain criteria. Hi, this is Kathleen Gage with Power Up for Profits and Plant-Based Eating for Health. I have 2 podcast shows. One is Power Up for Profits. The other is, amazingly, Plant-Based Eating for Health. Now, Power Up for Profits is somewhat generic. It's a business show. I interview authors, I interview speakers, I interview entrepreneurs. So there's a wide range of who I interview and the types of topics that we talk about on the show. Plant-Based Eating for Health. Guess what that's about? Plant-based eating for health. Real simple. And the criteria is anybody who's on the show must be 100%, no exceptions, 100% animal and dairy free in their consumption. It's really clear. And yet it's amazing how many people have approached me and said, well, I only consume meat once in a while. That's okay if you want to consume meat once in a while, but you're not coming on my show. I had somebody who was representing an author who had nearly 1 million downloads of their ebook, their Kindle book. And she said, nearly 1 million downloads. And I said, that's great, but they're not dairy free, so I can't have them on the show. She was shocked because usually people will take on somebody like that and bend their own rules. I don't bend the rules. And the thing that you want to look at is, are you dealing with a host that's going to bend the rules? Are you dealing with a host that absolutely will not bend the rules? The best thing to do to get on lots of podcast shows is, one, be really clear who your audience is. Who would benefit from your message? I just got through interviewing a nurse who wrote a book about being an advocate for people in the hospital, your loved ones in the hospital. The people that would benefit from hearing Maureen's message would be patients, it would be family members, it would be medical practitioners. So anybody who has the potential to either advise patient advocates or be a patient advocate. Very clear. She can also get on shows to do with being an author. Now, the thing about getting on a show to do with authorship, when you have a book that could be a very specific topic, like I have a client who wrote a book about women in the priesthood. When she gets on the shows about being an author, it's about being an author. It's not about her position on how she feels about the church or women in the priesthood or anything like that. Now, that will be woven into the conversation. However, the show is about authorship. So going back to my original point, you will have more success as a podcast guest when you're really clear on who your audience is, what your primary message is, and what the show is about. Again, with my show, Plant-Based Eating for Health, I'll put the links below so you can see the distinction between the 2 shows. But with my show, Plant-Based Eating for Health, I absolutely will not have anybody on the show who consumes meat or dairy. That's just the way it is. Vegan is great. I prefer they be vegan plant-based and closer to whole foods, because we talk about the health benefits, we talk about the psychological benefits, we talk about compassion to animals. All of that goes into the conversation. So again, I encourage you, go out and look for lots of shows. Not sure what to do? I've put the link below on how to get the podcast checklist. And all you need to do is go to powerupforprofits.com/checklist. powerupforprofits.com/checklist. And you'll be able to access my free checklist on how to get on lots of podcast shows. This is Kathleen Gage with Power Up for Profits and Plant-Based Eating for Health. Encouraging you, go out, look for lots of opportunity, and make sure it's the right opportunity for you, for the host, for the audience. Have a great, great day.